Hello, Steve. This is the first of your two boosters that you sent. There's the numbers that came with them, and these things were anything but good, as you noted on your tag there. First thing, this was the air filter poppet valve assembly that came on the booster. This is what's supposed to be on the booster. I have no idea what this came off of, but it's very industrial and not at all acceptable for the 190 SL. The connector hose here is just supposed to be a slip-on vacuum hose, and they had clamps on here. The other big issue is the vacuum diaphragm inside. This booster is designed for the leather vacuum diaphragm, and the diaphragm they had in there was hard as a rock. This thing is just super hard. You can't even move it. And they also had it packed with a permanent type of grease that you can see on here, which is totally wrong. The unit is supposed to have mineral oil inside it so that the leather can remain lubricated and supple. And in fact, you can see some more of the grease right here. Behind the leather is a felt wick that goes all the way around the diameter of the diaphragm. And that wick is supposed to sit in mineral oil about this level, and what it does is it wicks lubricant up and around and keeps the leather lubricated. And that's why there is a fill plug on the bottom at the rear of the booster, and that fill plug is taken out, and then when the booster is in the installed position, this is easiest when it's on the workbench. In the installed position, you will put mineral oil in there until it starts to dribble out of the fill plug, then replace the plug, stick it back in there. And so this booster is rebuilt to original specifications. I just want to emphasize that this was when we had the lack of rubber vacuum diaphragms, and the ones that you sent were not going to work. So I found a good leather diaphragm in my inventory and got that installed here so we can take care of you. Now then, testing the booster vacuum. Both vacuum gauges are going to go to read maximum vacuum as supplied by my vacuum pump, and then as the booster is applied, this gauge is going to go closer and closer to zero until when the booster is totally engaged, that vacuum gauge will read zero. Over here we've got input for the hydraulics. So these two gauges are the input as supplied by the slave cylinder on my test machine. And these boosters are tied together. So these gauges are tied together. This gauge goes up and reads max, and then this goes up and reads final input pressure, which in this case will be 350. Output, both gauges are tied together again. This gauge goes up and maxes out, and this gauge goes up and reads final output pressure depending upon the type of booster. This is a 2-to-1 booster ratio, so whatever we've got going input, going to double that at least for the output. Now then, I want to demonstrate that if with no vacuum going to the booster is inert, so the pressure going in is the same as the pressure coming out. So we got 350 in, 350 out, 350 out. We get a little bit more by a little bit more application of the master cylinder, but that just shows you that the booster is inert without any vacuum to it. Now we're going to hit with the vacuum. And you can see we got 350 in, 350 out, and almost 900 out. And you watch the booster, as a matter of fact, starts to move under all that pressure. time. Notice a nice vacuum is holding right there. Now then, while we've got the booster under pressure, at least 900 psi coming out, we check for leaks. Check to make sure our bleed screw is holding. This bleed screw is not used. There's no need to have tell your people there's no need to do this bleed screw when bleeding the system. This is the first bleed screw to use and the last in the bleeding of the brake system. We also check down here for leaks, and we have none. There's a seal down inside here that can leak, and we have none at this point. So we have a very good booster for you. Look at that, holding very nicely. Very nice booster, considering this was the booster from hell when it came in. Remember, fill plug on the back, fill with mineral oil to this level. It will not be filled for for shipping to you, for transport. And that's it. Thank you for sending it to me, and sorry it took so long, but this one was a tough one.